Hello, my name is Carolina. This is Carolina's Closet, and today, right now, I will show you how to do one of these granny triangles with a very thin hook and very thin yarn, but you can follow this for any size hook, any size yarn. It's a real-time follow along, so just grab your stuff and let's crochet. Also, after I finish doing this, I will be showing you how I do this variation, which is like a trapezoid. If you can tell, we have one tip missing, and I use this to make granny square pants. I have a whole video on this. It's probably coming up in a few days, depending on when you're seeing this. I don't think anyone's going to see this as I publish. Anyway, so yeah, this is going to be the last one, and this one's the first one. I will put timestamps if you're only interested in this one. But if you're not, just follow along because this is what we'll be doing right now. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you out. Any questions, let me know down below. And that's it. Okay, so this is the triangle that we're doing. If you can tell, very tiny stitches, very tiny yarn. And it's the variation from the square. So it's half a square in diagonal like this, and we're doing it with the green center just because I already have the white ones. So yeah, I already have a full video on the square if you want a follow along. But yes, so the yarn that we're using is very thin. It is. If you want a comparison, this is how it looks in comparison to a embroidery thread. It's almost the same. Just for comparison, because I don't know the actual size of this yarn because I bought it ages ago. But yeah, so let's start. Before we start, let's show you the rest of the things. So yeah, this is the thread, the yarn. Also, I will be using a 1.75 millimeter hook. This is why we're very close, because it's a very tiny hook. And I will be using a normal needle with a yarn, like a thread puller thing to do this. But you can follow along with any size yarn, any size hook. The process is the same. It's just, if you make with a thicker yarn, it's going to be a bigger triangle. And if you're using a thicker yarn, you might want to use a tapestry needle instead of a normal needle because this thing is bigger. Yeah, let's do this. So we start with a slip knot, and to do a slip knot, I work very closely to the edge of the yarn, and that's just because I don't like wasting or cutting excess yarn in the end. I talked about it in the square video. So yarn over like this, and then I pull this yarn, see, underneath. And then I grab it with the hook, oh my God, like so. So I grab it, pull it through, and push it so it's the size of the needle. Let's start. So first you will do a little center. It's not center in the triangle's case. It's like the very bottom middle, but you have to do a little loop to begin it. So we chain 6, 1, 2. So you just grab the yarn like this, pull it through, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're using a thicker yarn, I would do a little less. I would do 4 chains. You wouldn't need that much, but because I'm using such a thin yarn, I kind of need a little bit more for this first loop to work around. And then after that, you will go through the very first stitch and poke it through like this. See, now we have 2 loops in the needle. in the hook. I'm sorry, I keep saying needle. And then I pull, yarn over and pull it through like this. Yay. So now we will start. So for the triangle, we always need to do an extra set of stitches in the very beginning that will serve as the very first loop around. So you start by chaining 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Because this last stitch serves as like the gap in between the double crochet. So now you double crochet 3 times. And if you can, grab the tail and tuck it in. 1, 2, and 3. Let me get it. And now we are already creating the tippy top of the triangle, the part that goes like this. And for that, I chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we do 3 double crochets again. So 1. Let's hold it tight. 2. And be careful of the tail. 3. And now we have to do the little edge like this one that we're going to work in. So you have to chain 1 and do another double crochet in the very end. So we create a little space there to work with. You will know what I mean in just a second. So we have 3 double crochets and then an extra double crochet over here. So we have a first little triangle, it's really tiny, see? And now you chain 4 up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and turn your work. You can turn first, but I just do it like this. And now you will work your 3 double crochets in this little loop over here. It's very tiny. See, the one that we did with the 4th double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3. Like this. And now you chain 1, and we're going to work in the tip, doing another tip, another like corner tip top edge bit. So we chained 1, and then you're doing the 3 double crochets again. So 1, 2, and 3. And then the next corner top of the triangle. So 3, chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and 3 double crochets again in the same big space over here. So 1, if you lose, keep calm, don't pull, and just put the needle back. 1, 2, wait, and 3. See, we just created another tippy top for the triangle. Chain 1, and then work in this little gap that we created the first time around over here. So we have 3 double crochets and then this chain stitch over here in the middle of the last one. So over here, oh my god, I got it wrong. It's in this one So yay. 1, 2, and 3. And now you have to do the 4th one to create the next gap. So chain 1 and then double crochet again. I'll work on the double crochets a little bit slower the next round, just in case you don't quite follow. So now I will change colors to follow the pattern that I've been using. And to do that, I will go and do another stitch like this, and I'll pull it really hard. And then I cut my yarn very close to what I need. Just be careful to not cut the triangle. This is just how I work. If you feel safer, you can leave a very big tail and then put the needle and work with it to weave it in. You can weave it in the end. You can weave it in as you go, like I do. It's very much up for preference. This is just how I've been doing this, and I find that it's a nice way. So with the tail, I just like to weave it in as I go. So I get my needle. I weave the needle through the stitches like so. Be careful with your fingers, because especially if you're using a tiny one, this one does hurt if you poke it. And then you pull like this, lift the tail like this thing here, and I go with the yarn passer threader thing, and I pull it like this. Mine's kind of broken. Put the yarn through the needle, and then you just pull the needle. It's already in like this, and your tail is tucked in. You won't have to deal with it. I'll just weave this in the very end. So now let's change colors. I'm going for the white. So slip knot, yarn over like this, grab it with your hook. This is just how I do it, but you don't have to do it like this. You can just like do a bigger loop like this, hold your yarn under like this, and pull it with your fingers and hold tight like this. It's the same thing. I just prefer to do it like that. It's the same. It's literally the same thing. It's just different ways of working. Put it like this, and I grab with my crochet hook. So now I will, oh my god, there's a truck like just cruising by. I hope the sound doesn't really bother you that much. So now we start at either of the edges. I just finished in this one, if I'm not mistaken, so I'll just start on the other side, just because like it doesn't really matter in a triangle because we only have 2 edges to go off of. So you put the needle through the last gap, the 4th one. Put the needle through the hook. I'm so sorry, I keep calling it a needle. It's a hook, crochet hook. And then you grab your little slip knot. You pull it through just a little bit like this. And then you do the same thing that we've been doing. So chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And work in this gap with 3 double crochets. So for a double crochet, I have been kind of speeding them through. So for a double crochet, you will yarn over like this, and then you will put your needle through the gap, grab it in the other side like this. Now you have 3 loops, and then you will yarn over again. You will walk your yarn through 2 loops like this. Whoopsie, like this. Now you have 2 loops, and then you yarn over again and through 2 like this. And then you do that again, yarn over through the gap, grab it on the other side, through the gap again, yarn over again like this, and pull it through one more time. Yarn over, through the gap, grab it on the other side, yarn over, pull it through, and then pull it through. So now we have 3 double crochets and our chain 4 here. And this, the third row that we're doing right now is the kind of the most important one, because after this one, everything's the same. So you did your first 3 double crochets with your base chain, and then you will do 1 chain crochet, and in this gap over here, you will create 3 double crochets. And every single gap that we have like this on the sides, you will be creating 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And now we are going to the tippity top of the triangle. So chain 1. You always have to chain 1 over here, so you're creating the next gap for the next row. And then you do 3 double crochets over here on the first side. So 1, 2, and 3. And now, oh my god, nope, 3. And now you do the chain 3 to create the next top of the triangle. So 1, 2, 3, creating the next corner, next top, I don't know how you want to call it. And you do 3 double crochets again. So 1, 2, and 3. Yay. So now you have another top, and now you're working in this next gap. So chain 1, gap, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and next gap, that is this tiny one in the first 4 stitches or the last double crochet. So double crochet, double crochet, and double crochet. And now we're doing the last one to create the next gap. Chain 1 and the last double crochet. I cannot whistle apparently. And we have another row. Yay! Now everything from now on is going to be the exact same. So every next row, like every row you do more, you will have more gaps in the side. So every single gap you do a double crochet, a chain, double crochet, and every single top you will be creating 3 double crochets, the chain 3 for the tip, and then 3 double crochets, and do the exact same in the side. And we're creating this over and over again, going from side to 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 side. So I'm just going to continue doing it if you want to follow along. Also bear in mind that I'm using a very tiny thread. So if you're using a little bit of a thicker yarn, thicker thread, you might be done by now. You might think like this is a good enough size because you might be using a thicker yarn and it's just going to be bigger. The thicker the yarn, the thicker the hook, the bigger the project is. So yeah, I'll just continue doing it if you want to follow along, if you're doing the exact same size of triangle. Yeah. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and let's work in this little gap. So 3 double crochets. Now I'll just kind of continue doing this, and I'll just kind of talk because I don't know, like I don't want to keep you with just some royalty-free music, even though that might be what you want. So yeah, I'll just talk. And if I am going to say something important to the actual project that we're working on, I will put a little sign on screen like this one that I'm showing you right now. That means I'm talking about the granny triangle, because I know you might not want to listen to me babble and talk about random things. And I totally understand you. So if you want to just put some music, to put a good podcast, a good audio book, I was just releasing some yarn. You can do that. And if I'm talking about the triangle, I'll let you know in case you don't want to listen to my voice. But yeah. So how are you guys doing? Are you doing this triangle for like a specific project? Are you working on the blouse or the pants that I posted, or like I'm going to post? I haven't posted, but like you can be watching this in the future, and in the future I will have posted, and you might be coming to this video from that video, and I want to know. Or like, are you creating some like special project? Let me know, what are you using this triangle for? I love to know like what people are doing, what projects people are doing, and I love to be of help. So let me know if this tutorial is being useful, if there's anything that you didn't understand, if you think there's a better way that I could explain things. Let me know, because I'm just starting out this YouTube thing and I love it, but I am learning. So let me know if there's something you didn't understand or that I could have explained in a better way, and I'll try to do that in the next video that I create. But yeah, these triangles are like so fun. I mean, I love doing them in comparison to the square just because it's faster. But yeah, there's like not that many things to do with triangles. I feel like people use them like in the corners of blankets. Maybe I use them to make my blouse, my little like crop top, just to do some like interest in the sleeves. But I didn't really need to do them. I just wanted to. I think they're pretty. They create some like difference of, I don't know, pattern. But yeah, right now I'm like so kind of stressed. I mean, I'm not that stressed, but I'm trying like to find some time to do these videos. And don't forget the gap over here. I'm trying to find time for these videos, and we're moving here in my home. Like, we're going to move just because my mom wants to revamp the house. And it's actually very exciting. Like, the house is going to be beautiful. I mean, it is a beautiful house, but it's going to be so like nice and modern, because our house is like, I don't want to say old, but it is 20 years old. So I guess it's a little old for a house. Like, for decoration, things change so much. So don't forget the last one here. So I chained one and double crochet. And now I'll change colors. So I don't know, if you're listening to something else, you might want to come back for the change of colors, in case you want to. Be careful not to cut the triangle, and pull it over, and needle through, this, and grab the thing. Oh, here. I thought I lost it, and oh my god, sorry, I was off camera. Did I pull it through? No. This is so weird to film, because I'm looking through the camera because I'm so close. But like this part specifically, it's hard to look through the camera. Here, yarn through, needle through, just pull it, judge it, and yay. Also, you can, if you can tell, like the triangle starts going like this. So you can like judge it around like this. And in my video where I talk about the granny crochet pants that I did, I talk a little bit about blocking. That is something that you can do to make your triangle sit exactly how you want. But it does kind of, go a little down like this. It's just, you just have to judge it. Like, just pull it like this, or block it if you really need to have like a perfect triangle. So I'll use the green one. Just words, they didn't happen in that phrase, but I'm sorry about that. I just made sounds. I'm so sorry. Slip knot. Ooh, Every time I say Slipknot, I think about the band, but I don't listen to Slipknot. I've never really listened. I don't know. I just know that it's a band. So go here in the first gap, the first before the 3 double crochets. Get the knot and start again. So 4 chain stitches. Also, like if you're, did I do 3 or 4? 1, 2, 3. I think I did. Okay, I'll just do another one. If you're here, you could be getting the tail in between, but this is such a tiny little space that you're probably going to need to weave the very ends like this ones. So I go in, and when I go in, I take in mind like the tail like this, and I just go around it so that it's tucked in. But with this ones, we will need to like weave them in the end as well. So 1, 2. I lost them. This phone. Just a second. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so chain 1, I had to leave because the people from the like reformation of my house are coming here right now to, you know, do the things. They have to like see things and see who's going to paint and things like that. It's a very good explanation of a reformation of a house. Anyway, so yeah, I'm like a little bit all over the place because we're going to be packing everything and moving, and it's a bunch of things, and there's so much to deal with. So I'm like a little bit, because I just want to be making like videos and crochet, but you have to deal with those things. And yeah, as I was saying, I think the house is going to look amazing. It's like an interior design kind of renovation, but we have to leave because we're changing the floors and some of the walls. So it's like a proper renovation that my mom came up with. Yeah. Chain 1, go to the top. See, yesterday I was filming the like big square. I was going to film them both at the same day, but I had something came up and I couldn't. I have a knot, so I'm just taking it out. Yeah. So yeah, I was doing the square yesterday, and the same thing happened where I just don't have much to talk about. See, like I want to talk, but like people don't care, and I'm assuming most people just came here for this video to like just know how to do a granny square, triangle, not square. And I'm like just blabbing about like my house renovation and random things. But I just really don't want to keep this video with like just royalty-free music, because I mean, if you want to just watch this video without sound, you just put music that you enjoy. No shade to like royalty-free music, because I'm sure the artists put a lot of time and effort into it, to making their music. But it's not everyone's cup of tea, you know? It's not my particular style of music, to be quite frank. So, yeah. But, yeah, so this is why I'm talking. Like, I want to, I don't know, to talk, because I like talking. But I don't know what people, like, I don't know who is coming to my page. I'm, like, brand new to YouTube, so, like, I don't know you guys. Let me know about you guys. Like, if you're watching this, what's your age? Like, why are you learning how to do a crochet triangle? Where do you live? I don't know. Your aspirations, your hopes and dreams with the hobby of crochet. Do you plan on creating a business? Do you just want to do it for yourself, for your family? Chain 1, and then the last, like the 4th. Don't forget the 4th double crochet, because I always forgot it when I was mass producing these triangles for my project. And then I will change colors again. So I'll do the last knot like this, because I just want to secure it better. And I will be cutting it very close. Again, you don't have to do it like this. It's just like how I prefer. Pull it. Oh my god, there are people looking at me because they're here. They're looking at the house. Needle through. I'm struggling. I feel anxious. They're not even looking at me, but I feel anxious. So I feel like people are looking at me. They're just like here, because like my room, this room that I'm in, it's facing the street, like pretty intensely. Like people can see me. I'm the naked. By the way, like I'm the naked neighbor, not because I want to be seen, but sometimes, you know, I just walk from my bathroom to my room, and I'm naked. I just happen to take a shower naked, and it so happens that like my room's facing directly to the street. So it happens sometimes. And also like this house has so many windows. Yarn through, pull it. And it's not nice. Like I don't feel great being the neighbor that people might have. I got it stuck. It's a problem. I pushed it. I just pushed it. But if you have something stuck, be careful, because you might like rip, and then you have to like take some stitches apart and like restart with a different yarn. Not a different yarn, but like you have to start over, do another slip knot and things like that. Anyway, yeah, I don't like knowing that like I am probably the naked neighbor. But yeah, like my room, this window is just so big, and it's just like really facing the street. So it's you know, things that you have to deal with. I'm almost finishing now, so I'm doing the last color. I'm doing 2 rows of this color, so slip knot and start in the gap over here. So the last one, 3, 1, and let's do this. So yeah, I really need to like, if I'll continue, if anyone likes these videos and they're helpful and people ask me to do more of them, I really do need to come up with like topics of conversation so that they're not very annoying to listen to if you chose to keep on listening to me speak, at least for like the first time you watch this video. Because I'm sure if you're using this as a tutorial and you need to come back, you're probably not going to want to listen to my voice over and over and over and over and talking about my house and whatever. 1, 2, and then the third one. 3, and then 1 chain, and let's just continue with this. By the way, I'm not like speeding up because I want this to be like a walkthrough, so in case you're doing this exact same triangle, or you know, just different colors, maybe you want to do a big one with like a thicker yarn, I want you to be able to just like follow along and do it in the same speed and not need to be like stopping the video or like going. I mean, if you need to go back on the video and watch it multiple times, that actually would be amazing for my watch time on YouTube. But I just want it to be like a real time video with like every mistake and every little single like quirk of, I don't know, little detail, not quirk, but like the little details that, you know, sometimes we don't talk about in tutorials or you just don't see. Yeah, this is why I'm doing it. But let me know, like, do you kind of like this, or do you prefer just like speed through, just like this getting explained in a simpler manner? Because I know that if you do crochet, like if you've been crocheting for a little while, this might be like an over explanation, or, you know, maybe I'm too slow for you. But I feel like if you're a novice, like if you've never crocheted, or if you have like a hard time, if it's just like a new hobby to you, it's best to have like a very like slow, you know, like walk along. It's fine to make mistakes. We all do it. It's very easy to get crochet wrong because, you know, the yarns are slippery and things like that. Oh, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned, I don't think I did. This is a cotton yarn. All of them are, but the white one's a little different. The white one is like a rustic cotton, so it's a little bit thicker, but it doesn't really make that much of a difference. But I would stick with using the same weight of yarn throughout the whole thing, because, you know, it just creates a cohesive square. But, you know, sometimes you just want to make, I'm saying square, a cohesive triangle. Sometimes we want to make triangles with or squares with leftover yarn, leftover scraps, and sometimes they are not the same, and that's fine, but I don't know. Especially if you're learning, I would advise going for the same yarn all around, just so you get it, you get it. But yeah, anyway, I'm almost done. I'm almost done speaking and having no topics of conversation and just kind of not actually saying anything that matters. But I hope your triangle is turning out amazing, like mine is, because mine is turning out quite good. I'm just pulling the yarn. Oh my god. Are you someone who pulls your yarn from the middle or from the sides? I like pulling it from the middle. The difference, when you pull the yarn from the middle, it doesn't move around that much. It's very much still. You don't have to keep dealing with it fumbling around when you take them down like this, you unravel them. But it does tend, especially this very thin one, tends to get very jumbled and tangled in the middle when you do that. So sometimes maybe I should start picking the yarn from the outer part of the skein of yarn. Is that how you say it? I think so. Yeah, so we're almost there. Chain 1, next gap, 1, 2, and 3. 1. I'll just count now, because I have nothing else to say. 2, 1, 2, 3, and one more. Be careful. And the last one is in this mini gap that we make over here. So yarn over, through the gap. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Gap. Here. Here. They're going to come in my room, and I'm going to be pissed. There. 2. 3. I have a knot. Be careful with knots. Just gently unravel them. Should be fine. If it's not, you can always get a little bit of a needle and gently poke through the knot so you see if you're able to take it down without cutting, because it's generally not good to just cut the yarn in the middle or something. 1, 2, 3. The last one, chain, and then another double crochet. Now we're going to the last row. Yes. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Turn the work. And let's do it on the gap. Oh my god. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, next gap. I think this is the time for the royalty-free music, because I want to find some good royalty-free music. I've been researching, but by the time I'm putting royalty, I'm putting music in general in my videos. Oh my god. By the time I put music in my videos, I just I'm tired of editing, and I just want to finish with it. So I just put the ones that I have. There's so much sound happening. There's a truck going through again. I hope I just went silent in the past few seconds, and that's because like there was a truck passing by, and then outside, like my family was just like making a lot of noise. They kind of are still. They're talking a lot. I hope you cannot pick it up. But yeah, they're really screaming. They're really screaming. So I just kind of, I'm taking the sound of the video out probably and putting the music because I have nothing to say, and the sound of my overall environment is a lot. But yeah, I'm in the next tip here. The truck is going to pass by us again. I hope it's not a strong sound, strong noise. Chain 1, and the very last side. So gap number 1, gap number 2. No, I'm still in gap number 1. When you lose your thread like this, I'd suggest you just pick one up, the first one like this, and unravel and just do it again. So I don't know, it's easier like this. Now let's go for the last one in the little gap. Let's count down. 3. Oh my god. Can you listen to them speaking? They're speaking so loudly. They're like right outside my door. 2 and 1. Success. Last little chain. So like chain 1. This is the very last one, so I counted wrong. So this 4, 3, 2, and now 1. Yes! So to end, I would just go and do like 1 knot, like we've been doing. Pull it through very hard. Cut. Let me just show you how you can also like cut the thread if you don't want to do the way that I've been doing. You can cut it with like a lot of, don't cut your nail, a space like this. Pull it over, and then you have a bigger thread, and you can thread it in the needle. You can use the thick needle if you need, the tapestry needle. And then you can weave it through just like normal. So, 1. I'm so sorry, I went off camera. This is the worst part to like film, because I've been looking through the camera, like the phone camera. And it was fine for the whole crochet, but for this bit, it's like confusing. It's confusing my head. And it's the same thing if you're using a tapestry needle. So this is an easier, I feel like more like safe way of tucking in your tails. And yeah, you can do that. You really don't need to knot, but you can do like a little knot in the end, but you don't need to. It's fine like this. I pull it over a little bit so I don't have to cut very close. Like, see, this is all that we weaved in. You can barely see it. And then I just pull it a little bit. I cut. And then it's in. Like this. And for the rest of the the tails. And this is something that you can do if you don't want to weave in as you go. You can you can do it the way that I did. So you can leave a larger, longer tail and do exactly what I did. But you can also just like come, and then for the tails that are left, you have to go in the same color. So for example, this is a white one, so I just weave my needle through like the white bits over here. Usually you can go in this little conglomerates of stitches over here like this. Just go inside like this. See, needle on the other side. It's going to be enough. Just poke it through, and then I will put the yarn threader in. So yeah, yarn over, make sure it's in, and then you just pull it. Be careful for it not to be caught in the other bit. So just pull it like this, and now it's in, and you cannot see it. Success. So you can just do it to the other ones, and you will be done. Final triangle. Okay, so this is the final triangle. This is how it looks. You can always just keep on judging it, just so it's, you know, triangular. But yeah, that is it. And also, if you can hear from my pants video, the crochet pants, you will know that I used a triangle that's not really a triangle. Is a triangle with this 4 groups of stitches out like this, so that I would do like a better straight stitch on the crotch of the pants. So I will show you right now how to do this kind of like taking out bits and pieces of the triangle, so that if you want to follow that tutorial to the T, like exactly how I did it, you can. So yeah. Okay, so once you do in my pattern, as you can see, I'll put it on screen somewhere, you can just take it. I have 4 rows of crochet done on the triangle like this, and then from here on I don't stitch the very last groups of double crochets here, so that it goes up and then continues the triangle like it is in the picture. And I'll show you how to do that. And if you want to do the big triangle, you can just do that. That was a very shitty explanation. I'll talk about that later. Okay. So now I changed colors in my design. So you do start in the very end, just like you start any other row in the triangle. So like this, and then you do the 4 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. However, now we do not do the first group of stitches over here. We go straight over here, and this 4 stitches will create like the bridge that will be straight here. So it creates like this trapezoid shape instead of the triangle. So skip this group of stitches and go straight to the second double crochet. So you just do that. Oh my god, don't do what I did and leave this loose. Always pull on your stitches so they don't look weird. And let's again do the double crochet. So 1, 2, and 3, and you go ahead and continue. Oh my god. Okay. 3, and you go ahead and you continue doing all of the double crochets over here, the tip here, and all the other ones all the way to the end, including the very last bit. I will speed this up right now just because I just showed you how to do that, and if you need, you can go back there and follow along in real time if you need. So just stitch and continue. Okay, we're back. So as I told you, you do the last one because we're only misshapening this triangle in one side. So the other side is exactly, the same, and it's always the same side. So we're working like we're misshaping one side, and the other side is the exact same triangle as we've been doing for the past few minutes to an hour. Wait, missed a stitch, just redo it again. So 2 and 3, and don't forget the last gap stitch. So 1 chain stitch and another double crochet like this, and we have the gap. So now I'm changing colors. If you're changing colors depending on your design, you do that too. And we will be starting in the exact same spot that we finished with this design, so we're not moving to the other side for changing colors. People usually prefer starting on the opposite side of the work, but this is a triangle and we only have 2 sides, and with this design you have to be continuing from where you stopped. I'm weaving in as usual with this broken thread insert. I don't know how to call this. I've been calling it random things, but I don't know how to say that. It's a metal thing to put the yarn through. Anyway, yarn in, and now we will continue. I'm changing color, so I'm going for the brown. That's just my design. You don't need to. If you're not changing colors, that's up to you and your creative freedom. Let's slip knot. Ta-da! And now we will continue from where we stopped. So we stopped over here. So let's do that. Grab the fourth stitch. So we have the 3 double crochets and the side bit. Let's go in shot. Let's not do that outside. And now we will continue as usual. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the double crochet. So 1, whoopsie, 2, and 3, and we've been doing this for a while now, so you just continue doing everything all the way to the end. So double crochet, so the here, do the tip, and when you get to this one here, you stop and you come back. I will just time lapse that over here because this video is very long already. Okay, so now that we did the whole thing, I will do 3 chain stitches. So 1, 2, and 3. And I will join that to this little stitch here. Okay, so after you do the 3, you will just go and grab like the inside of this big gap that we did, the 4 chain stitches, and just pull it through, and you just slide in. So you do like a, I don't know what it's called, like a slip stitch. So now that we did this, we will do the exact same and start in this gap. So we skip this gap here and we go all the way to this one. So chain 4. Do not lose. 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you're using a thicker yarn, you could do 3 because it's just like, I don't know, and then I'm going to work in this gap over here. So 1, 2, 3, see, and we're creating the side, that like straight side that I did in my pants pattern. So this is it. I'll just go ahead and finish this, and I will show you how it looks in comparison to the other one. So time lapse. Okay, we're back and we're done. So I just did the whole thing with the very last stitch and the gap here, the last kind of base stitch, and now I'm just pulling it again, doing my little thing, cutting my thread way too short because that's how I like it. And we have the misshapen triangle, that I don't know, how would you call this shape, the trapezoid, like this, I don't know, but we're using it like this, and for me it's a misshapen triangle. So I use this to make my granny square crochet pants, and I use this in the crotch area, and I joined it with a bigger one. I will put the video of that on screen right now because I already used them. But yeah, to make the bigger one, I had like a full size like this, and I did the exact same thing, but I continue from here. So yeah, also like in that pattern, I did make these. I had made 2 of these the opposite way. So in this one, I started in this side, and then in the next one, I started in the other side, and then I had 2 more misshapen triangles that they were just bigger. I'll put the photo here on screen, and I did the exact same thing but in larger scale. So that one was 13 rows. This one is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, and the other one was 13. Not 13. 13 is too much. 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the other one was 11 rows. Like this one is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that one was 13. So I made the first 7 like this, and then from here I started growing like this to have the edge exactly like this one in the same scale but bigger, because I needed a bigger triangle because it was the crotch area, but in the back, the bum. So I hope that was understandable. Like this part only matters if you're using the tutorial as like a support material for my big crochet pants video. So I hope that was helpful. And this is just a comparison. So like if I put them on top of each other, these are the 4 missing stitches. So yeah, like this one is over here, this one's over here, and we're missing this 4 stitches over here, like this. See the difference? Just a misshapen triangle. There we have it. 1, 2 triangles. I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked this video. And yeah, if you did one of these, if you used this, let me know. Send me a picture on DM on Instagram, or just post it and tag me. I don't know. Or just let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a nice day. Have a nice crochet project. I hope it turns out amazing. And I'll see you again in a few days with a big video where I use these and these. Actually, just these. Yeah. I'll see you again, hopefully. Bye.